गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन प्रजनरंजन यशोदानंदन प्रजनरंजन श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की, समावेत भक्त वृंद की, कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमावां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. Welcome all of you. We are continuing where we left yesterday. Anukulyasya sankalpa. We'll repeat that verse. Anukulyasya sankalpa Pratikulasya Varjanam Rakshasyati Vishwaso. And then Goptritve Varanam Tata Atmanikshepakarpanye Sharirika Sharanagati. So I will show this one. See, you can see here. First principle is Anukulyasya Sankalpa. Favorable things should be accepted in spiritual life, no matter how difficult they may be. Like we were saying, sleeping early, rising early may be difficult for us, but one has to accept those principles. Similarly, chanting of the holy name may be austere, one has to accept the principle. Similarly, regularity in weekly programs may be difficult, but this should be accepted. Daily morning, coming in front of the Lord, offering flower, fruit, water, bowing down. These are all principles which are very favorable for advancing in spiritual life. One should accept it. So, accepting favorable principles for the first one. Second one is here, Pratikulasya Varjanam. So, okay, let us take this one. It will be more easy here, this one. See, in the path of surrender, Sharanagati, progress is not only made by doing the right things, but also by consciously avoiding what is harmful to our devotion. This is also very, very important. Doing right things is good, but we have to consciously avoid that which is harmful for our devotion. Just like when you are growing a plant, you are watering it. Watering is very good, the plant is going to grow. You can offer gobar, cow dung, manure also. You can give sunlight, that's favorable. If there is any insecticide or pesticide you have to put in order to ensure that the plant is protected, it's good. But you also do fencing the plant so that no goat will put them out and no elephant or any kind of other animals come and trample the plant. So, if you carefully observe, two things you are doing. One is feeding, another one is fencing. Feeding the plant with nourishing items and fencing the plant with items which are inimical, which are not favorable. That kind of thing we do. So, many people know feeding items, but fencing items they are not so much conscious of. Like when you are going in a train in India, people very carefully purchase a Bisleri bottle or something which is sealed. And they open it and they drink water. Make sure that you don't drink any contaminated water. It's better to spend 20 rupees for a Bisleri bottle than spend 2,000 for the doctor later on after the contamination comes. Correct, na? So you are more mindful. So in the modern times, the health consciousness has increased. You can see people go for brisk walk in the morning. People go for yoga, pranayama and everything. People also take healthy items inside. People are getting awareness that junk food is not good and all that. But that is only for the body. What about the mind? Are people very conscious about what to take in and what should not be let into the mind? Social media is bringing the garbage across the entire globe, which people are, browsing practically sometimes 4-6 hours a day. So what about that garbage which are putting in the mind? So, and what about many of the bad habits, like what the Nectar of Instruction gives the first two verses, beginning with Vacha Vegam, Manasa Vegam, Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, Udara Vegam, Upastha Vegam, then Atyahara, Prayasa, Prajalpa, Niyama, Graha, Jana Sangrishta, Lauryam. So, these are 12 items which are unfavorable items which should be avoided. So, I will just show you. If they are not avoided, they will choke the plant. See here. Meaning is Pratikula means what is it? That which is unfavorable, hostile or obstructive. And Varjanam means one should give up or reject or abstain from. He says. So, there are certain offers which will come to you for enjoyment and you reject them, knowing well that these are not good for you. For example, you are going to a company, they give you a cake. So you naturally know that first of all it is not prasad and also it may contain egg also, isn't it? So now if you reject, other members of your team may get put off. They will say that what is this? You are not appreciating our sentiments. With affection we are giving. So what devotees do, they generally accept it, keep it with you, and then later on you can give it to some beggar or somebody on the way. Devotees do that. At the same time, one very important thing I'll tell you. Some of you sitting here, you may be thinking that it is better not to show ourselves as a Krishna devotee to our colleagues. I don't want a raise of hand, but some of you may feel like that. And there are others who may openly declare to the world, I am Krishna devotee, I am ISKCON devotee, I am Prabhupada follower. And such devotees wear even tilak with kantimala, they go with invitation for Janmashtami, Prabhu, please come to our temple. They are very open, they are just the opposite. And they take Prabhupada books, they push like anything. They ask people to buy the books also, and they are very open and frank in doing that. And people also know that this fellow is a little aggressive preacher. They know, they run away also, some people. So, there are two types of people I told you now. Out of the two, which mode we should adopt? I was of the second type. In my company I used to go with tilak also, kantimala I had. I always had a bulk of books with me in my drawer. Anybody comes to meet me in the company, I will show them the books and everything. And I told them also I'm joining full time after my 2 years. Many people knew that very well. And so they treated me like a sadhu baba in the company itself. They'll come for advice, they'll come for spiritual inquiries and all. They came and I was very frank and I adopted that kind of very open preaching approach. And some people went and complained to my boss that this person is like promoting Krishna consciousness in the company. And the boss strongly spoke back to them. He said, but he is good into his work. Whatever work I am giving, he is doing. He is more than his speed is very good. I give him 1 week time, he finishes in 5 days. Actually, I finish in 3 days only, but I will say I finish in 5 days. If I show him I have finished in 3 days, they will give more work. So, in this way, if you are good in work, like in Gulf, there was one company which made a policy, the owner made a policy, anybody comes with tilak to the company will be removed from the job. Then all the devotees, everybody rubbed off, this was many decades ago, rubbed off their tilak and went. But there was one person who still was wearing a Sri Vaishnava tilak, was wearing and was going to the company. So the matter went to the top owner. The owner asked, what kind of work is he doing in the company? They said, he is doing the most important work. And 100 people are depending on him. And he is very prompt in his work and he is very silent, doesn't speak much, but turns out a lot of work. He does more than speaking. Then he said, okay, except him, nobody should wear tilak in the company. They made a policy like that. So, that is one style. Another style is, you think that why to confront people, don't reveal who you are. Some people make this kantimala into one, instead of 2 or 3 rounds, they make it single, put inside and they tightly put coat, suit, boot, tie and look like anybody else outside. They behave like that. But there could be a problem in that sometimes. One of my Pune students, he went to the company. Every time they would give a cake, he would take it and then either throw it in the dustbin or give it to beggar. He was doing that. But one day it so happened that in his project team, there were 8 people. And one of them was very, very, very jovial and friendly with many. So he said, I have brought a very special cake, I will cut and feed my friends with my own hands. So he was feeding. So when he brought the cake to this fellow said, no, I will take it later, now I am not hungry, and all that. He said, no, you give me company. Everybody is, accepting, you should accept also. So 2 boys caught his 2 hands on either side. And then this fellow, while he was shouting, this fellow pushed the cake into his mouth. And this fellow called me in the lunch time and cried, Radheshyam Prabhu, I have fallen down. I said, oh, you fell down? How you fell down? What happened? And then he told me, Prabhu, they pushed the cake into my mouth. I was forced to eat. I don't know whether it contained egg or not. And it is not prasadam also. Then I asked, later on I found out why this fellow faced problem. Because he never revealed to anybody that he is a devotee. So, therefore it is that attack is the best form of defense. That's the saying. If you only, what is the meaning of attack? You don't have to attack anybody. If you make people clear that you are a devotee and you are a man of principles and you are going to lead a clean life and you are determined about it and you have some principles, just as you can tell them, like, when you drink liquor, I don't stop you. When I drink fruit juice, you don't stop me. I give you your freedom and you give me my freedom. That's called assertive behavior. So this assertive behavior can save us from having to bend and oblige to every circumstance. And people know that he is a good man, he is friendly, he is helpful, he is cooperative, he does the project very well. When it comes to spiritual life, he has some principles. Better that, let us give him that freedom to do what he wants. Like one boy was telling me, when you take lunch prasadam to the company, and then you want to give something from your box to somebody, then they also want to give something from their box to you. But then they have fishes and other things in their box. They say, no, you don't take non-veg, I'll give you a veg. You take only sabji. Can you take sabji from a box where fish is also there below? No. You cannot take. So one has to be very careful. Even in giving prasadam in the company to anybody else, one has to see that if somebody is a non-veg eater, if he returns something, then how will I face it? So one should be very careful. So during prasadam time, you should never give anything to anyone. Other times you can give. Because imagine evening when you are leaving the company, you are just giving one son papdi or something to somebody. That time they are not going to give anything in return. Only when they open their box they will give. So devotee has to be shrewd also. Like one Mataji went to one donor's house, one lady. And the donor lady regularly used to give for our deity dress in Pune. So this Mataji wanted to, went to her house and then reminded that Janmashtami is just around, it's coming. What about this year? That lady said, yeah, that's my services every year. You can take 1 lakh rupees. She immediately took a check and gave 1 lakh rupees and she gave. And then she said, see, you have come to my house this time. Generally I meet you in the temple. Now that you come to my house, you should eat something. This Mataji was worried. How can I eat? Because she is not a proper devotee. She doesn't chant and all. She is just a donor. And also, she knew that this lady is still a non-veg eater. She has not yet given up non-veg. Now she is in the process. She is intending to give up. She told that I have reduced. We are going to give up very soon. So the Mataji is trying to preach to her. Both are little elderly ladies. This lady is also like probably 50, 55 and that lady is also like that. They are more like friends. So suddenly, when she went to her house like this, and that lady is forcing you should eat something. So, and then she said, no, I have already eaten, my stomach is full and all that she said. She insisted, okay, anything else you will take. So then she said, okay, I can take a fruit. Then she said, okay, I'll get a fruit for you. So she went into the kitchen. Suddenly, this Mataji realized that if she cuts fruit with the same knife, which she uses for cutting fish, then it is dangerous right now. Suddenly she realized, my Lord. So immediately she called our temple reception. She said, please call Radheshyam Prabhu immediately. So I thought some emergency, some danger, accident or something I thought. I ran to the reception. Then I took it. She said, Prabhuji, she has gone to the kitchen, she is going to cut the fruit and bring now. Now I am trapped now, I cannot escape now. Please tell me some idea. I am praying to the Lord in the heart, I am not getting any idea. She was saying. I said, very simple, you ask her for uncut fruits. Tell her that now my stomach is full, but I am going to eat after an hour or two I will eat. Please give uncut fruits. So she ran into the kitchen and then told that lady when she took the apples out of the fridge. She said, Auntie, these apples you gave me 4 apples, very nice. I am definitely going to eat it, don't worry. During the day I will eat it. And then she also allowed her, okay, no problem. Then she took in a carry bag and she pushed off. Why am I telling all of you? Because in your life also, you will encounter a situation where people may sometimes, out of friendship or something, insist. It's very difficult to escape. One has to know, Pratikulasya Varjanam means that which is not favorable should be rejected. So, what to feed, what to fence, we should know. Okay, let us proceed. Yeah, vow to give up all that is unfavorable to devotional service, to the will of Guru and pleasure of Krishna. If Guru has told you don't do this, then we should not do it. One should not, like Mukunda was going to Mayavadi's associate and Lord Chaitanya was very unhappy. Lord Chaitanya told him that, what is this? This Mukunda is offering me obeisances. Later, he takes a stick and beats on my head. That's what he said. And people asked, what is this? Then they came to know that Mukunda is very soft-hearted, due to which sometimes impersonalists also force him to come into their association. And he is good with Vaishnavas also, he is good with the Mayavadis, impersonalists also. He hears them also, he hears Vaishnavas also. Mahaprabhu did not like it. So if Guru is not happy with something that he tells us not to do, then one shouldn't do. I'll tell you an example for this. There was one boy who was doing catering in a college. He was supplying vegetarian food and he was drawing something like 25,000 per month he was earning. And the college then later on asked, can you do catering of non-vegetarian food? He started. Then he started getting 1 lakh per month. And the family members were jubilant. Hey, you have started making 1 lakh rupees per month? Yeah, such a young boy, he was just 18 years old. Making 1 lakh per month, they were very happy. And then the boy somehow or other came in contact with ISKCON. He became a devotee and started chanting many rounds. Then he understood that non-veg is not proper. In the body of goat and chicken also there are souls and everything. So he wanted to stop it. Do you think family members will allow him? No. They said, what are you talking? From 25,000 you are earning 1 lakh now. From 1 lakh we are going back to 25,000. They were not ready. But he wanted to take initiation. So he went to Guru and asked. The Guru said, you have to give up this non-vegetarian catering. Animals and birds are also like your brothers and sisters. Unless you understand this and follow it in your life, you cannot get initiation. So he did one smart thing. He started catering for 3 colleges. And he started bringing 75,000 home. Parents did not mind that, from 1 lakh it got reduced to 75. They said it's all right, little less is all right. So I was very happy. He didn't tell them, how is he bringing the 75? He didn't tell them. They thought that, okay, he's doing vegetarian catering and he's getting 75, they thought. Then he got initiated. And after initiation, then the parents came to know that he's going to 3 colleges. And they thought, in all the 3 colleges he does non-veg catering. Then how much he will get? 3 lakhs per month. Then some relatives started talking and they started pushing him very much. They said, you have that potential, you have that capability, why are you not making more money? 3 colleges, you will get 3 lakh. Now you are getting 3 colleges, 25,000 for vegetarian catering. You are getting only 25,000 each. One of them were mildly suggesting, but some started pushing, some started threatening in the family. Like that. Then he switched over to non-veg catering and started making money again. So the matter went to Guru. When Guru came to Pune, he said, he asked the devotees, connect me on phone to him. So they connected and said, hey Guru, your Guru Maharaj has come. He wants to talk to you. He said, no, I don't want to disturb him. He is such a big personality. He travels all over the world. He has thousands of people to meet. I am a small devotee. Why do you want to put me in touch with him? They said, no. We are not putting in touch. He wants to talk to you. Then he got really frightened how to talk. Now you understand why he doesn't want to talk. Correct, no? Because he is not following the will of the Guru. Then the Guru said, ask him to come personally. He is not coming to temple also. And the phone he is talking, in between is cutting. So these are all offensive. If you are taking shelter of a Guru, you have agreed to follow the 4 regulative principles, one has to follow it. So one cannot afford to... Actually, like in Bible also it is said, the flesh is weak, the spirit is strong, it is said. What is the meaning of that? We have our lower nature, we have our higher nature. While trying to come to the higher nature, some of our lower natures will be lingering in our mind. And one should not let those lower natures drag us down in a downward spiral, taking us to hell. Rather, we should know that the lower nature is instinctive. The instinctive lower nature will make us go in the wrong direction. So therefore we have to avoid bad association. And we have to keep good association, which will be uplifting association. And uplifting association is of those devotees who always protect us, safeguard us, uplift us, purify us. So otherwise, the default option is instinctive nature, which will drag us down. One has to be very careful. For example, there are boys who were in touch with girls in their college days. They just made friends and they got little friendly and intimate. And later on, when they came to Krishna consciousness, they were told that you cannot have this type of illicit connections. They gave up. And now they understood that one of the 4 relative principles is no illicit sex. So they avoided. They started chanting and everything. Now they came to 16 rounds. They become serious devotees. But then the girl with whom they were in touch before, she found out the number and she called and said, "Hey, where are you now? 5 years have passed, we never met. Holidays are coming. Come on, please come. Let's go for let's roam around to hotel and everything." So the boy wonders, I was doing these things before. Now how I can do that? Now I am a devotee now. So he knows it's wrong, but the lower nature is dragging. Now he has to reveal to somebody, correct no? If he reveals to his seniors and says, I am feeling dragged by my old girlfriend, what I should do. So one of the boy revealed. When he revealed, the senior told, see, nothing wrong in marrying your friend. You go, instead of talking to her, you talk to your parents. And tell her, instead of talking to me, you talk to your parents. If your parents and my parents agree, then we can marry properly. And after that, you will be a wedded wife, proper wife. Then it is proper relationship. It is not illicit. Otherwise, it is illicit. So at least this boy revealed, and he was saved. He was saved from bad. He told her that right now I have to finish my academics and then I'll get job and I'll get placed. Then if God wills, marriage will happen and we'll be happy. Otherwise, I don't want to connect with you now. So one boy did this successfully. Whereas the other boy, he never revealed to his seniors. He would go to the top of the rooftop and he'll be talking in the night between 10 to 12 or 10 to 1. Keep talking to her, and boys are wondering, what is this female voice coming out of the phone? In the top he is talking. Then they were talking amongst themselves, and the senior came and said, Prabhu, you cannot stay in our center doing all these things. You have to go out. Then he thought, let me go out. And then when he went out, all his rounds of chanting stopped. His morning program stopped, reading Prabhupada's book stopped. Then he started roaming with the girl. He got spoiled. Finally, the parents objected to the marriage. They said, you cannot marry her. Then she got married to someone else and went away. Then he became shattered completely. He was contemplating on suicide. But this fellow, of course, he was saved by his friend when he wanted to commit suicide. But the idea is, the first fellow revealed the mind and took help, and he was saved from bad association. Correct, no? Whereas the second fellow got into bad association and he lost his spiritual life also, he lost his material life also. Neither here nor there. Because he didn't follow the right path. The Supreme Lord is all kind. He doesn't say you don't marry, everybody become a celibate. He doesn't say that. You can marry, but you should walk the right path. Not that you want to have a friendship like a dog with a dozen women, or one is having illicit connection with multiple women, and one doesn't commit life to anyone. One is not responsible in life. Such people can never become proper devotees. They will simply become cheaters, and one day they will be shot dead, or they will be beaten up by somebody. You will see that. So one has to walk the proper path. Having come to spiritual life, even within ISKCON society, one has to be very careful in avoiding unnecessary contact with opposite sex. So therefore, Prabhupada used to always say, no illicit sex, no meat eating, no intoxication, then no gambling. This is what Prabhupada says. Because the man-woman connection is pleasing in the beginning, but will become poisonous at the end. Therefore, that is another bad association. He says, Lord Chaitanya told, Asat Sangatyagiyai Vaishnava Achar Sri Sangi Eka Asadu Krishna Abhakta Ar. He says. So, women have to be protected by their guardians in two ways. The father, the husband, and the son. What are the two ways of protection? There are 5 people to be protected. I will show you. Children also are coming in the category. I will quickly show you. It will become 5 weaklings, we call it. You can see this? See, women, for example, you are able to see this? I have to share it, I think, is it? Let me share it just a minute. You can see this. See, women, the psychologists, they are soft-natured. They place trust in men very easily. They are emotionally intelligent. Men are rational and women are more emotional and they are sensitive. So, example is Draupadi respecting Ashwathama and Sita Mahamata respecting Ravana in disguise as a monk. So, they are soft-natured, that is revealed here. So, the feminine traits of compassion should be combined with rational outlook of a protective family male member. Which means a woman should not be allowed to be abused by any man. Because the world is a dangerous place now. Many men are sweet talkers and they abuse the bodies of women, and we hear so many cases of rape, women getting cheated by sweet talking men. So that is one way they should be protected. And another way of protection for women is because they are innocent and they are gullible, sometimes they hop and jump from one man to another man to make friendships. But in the friendships, what will happen? She may be wanting good friendship or good shelter. The women are compared to creeper. Men are compared to trees. So tree is sturdy and a creeper is waving in the wind. So creeper always wants shelter of a tree to take shelter. Similarly, women want guidance, women want some help, women want wealth, women want friendships. So sometimes they connect with the man considering him like a father. But the man may be like a bloodthirsty man-eater tiger. He may be like that with the desire to enjoy. Therefore, women should be not let to be loose in their dealing, nor should any man be allowed to misbehave with them. The woman should be protected. And also women's association. Woman doesn't mean only woman. The man is dangerous for a woman is dangerous for a man in the path of spiritual life if either of them has a propensity for sense gratification. Otherwise, Prabhupada says in many purports that man should see woman as a daughter or woman as a mother, and woman should see other men like a son or a father. That's the ideal way of seeing. In the path of spiritual life, you may wonder, Prabhu, we are all devotees in ISKCON, what are you talking? But I can tell you a real story. There was one community in ISKCON with 200 community members. Very, very charismatic preacher was at the top with his wife. But he was very intelligent preacher. His wife was a bit dull. And in his community was a young, beautiful woman who was she was assisting him like a secretary. But her husband was dull in spiritual life. So this leader and that woman got connected. They divorced their spouses and they got married. That was the end of the community. The whole thing got shattered. I know the community. 12 years, nothing happened. His life became practically closed. Now again he is restarting preaching now. So therefore, one should not cross the boundaries that are set by the Lord for everyone's good. Now, second, here children. You see, children are innocent, gullible, weak in body, attractive look. They are tender. They can be misled with a chocolate by a stranger. See, innocent Kritaditi's child was poisoned by the envious co-wives, correct? In Chitragati story we read that. So we have a child protection team in ISKCON. No parent should leave any child alone. They should always be around the child and watch who is encountering the child. Like in America, I saw a very good culture they have. I saw in Houston temple, parents come and deposit the children to the teacher, and then later on the teachers sign also. When the parents come and take the child after the Sunday school, they sign that we have handed over your child back to you. I saw that in Houston. I saw that. Otherwise, children, if they are hanging around here, there, climbing up the staircase, going, coming, anybody can pick up. It's not proper. Children are very tender. They need to be protected. Like here also two-way protection. No abusers should be allowed to exploit them. But sometimes the child also, what happens? The child may not know its own danger in going on the street without any guardian. Correct, no? Child has to be protected also. Similarly, Brahmanas, they never think about tomorrow. They have great faith in the Lord. They are completely satisfied even in poverty. Because Brahmanas are so innocent. Brahmanas means the teachers of the Vedic wisdom. They are very innocent and pure-hearted. They are so delighted in serving the Lord, they don't worry about tomorrow. They don't worry about the clothes. They don't worry about accommodation. They don't worry about food. Like Sudama, for example. So what should others do? Kings and wealthy men should give profuse charity to teachers of Vedic wisdom and protect them also. Take care of them. And old people, they are weak in body, they need help, they need medication, they need affection, they need respect and service of younger ones. Like Dhritarashtra was taken care by Yudhishthira even in very old age. So nowadays many communities are now popping replete with tailor-made facilities for wealthy retired people whose sons are abroad. Here many sons are abroad here. So in India many old age communities are coming. And also many old parents are not able to be at home because sometimes the thieves, they break open the house, and because old people are invalid, they may try to take away the wealth and everything. So therefore, the sons and daughters should make some plan for protecting the parents in their old age so that they can peacefully practice Krishna consciousness. In a nice environment. I heard that in America, many of the parents come 6 months here and 6 months they are in India. I think they have a visa like that, I think, correct, no? Yes. They can come like that. Because in old age, they should not have any anxiety. Monetary anxiety should not be there. There should be somebody available to take them to hospital and take care of them. It's the duty of every son and daughter to keep in mind. Parents have done so much for us. We should have the gratitude to take care of them. Like my sisters told me when I joined full time, they told me that you don't worry about parents, we will take care. So I was peaceful after that because they took complete care of my parents till the last breath. So in this way, different things, protection. Now coming back to our Pratikulasya Varjanam, I want to tell you, just 1 minute. You are able to see? Acha. Where is the sheet? Yeah, see here. What all the things we should avoid? Unwholesome habits. That I already told you. Look at this very carefully. Negative association starts with Janasanga. What is Janasanga? Association of bad people. When you associate with bad people, see, bad people can putrefy you in 3 ways. They can induce lust in your heart, lust or anger or greed. These 3 are called as 3 gateways to hell. Krishna says that Trividam narakasyedam dwaram nashanam atmanah kama krodha tata lobhas tasmat etatrayam tyajet. From bad association, these 3 viruses are inserted into your system. Somebody can make us lusty or greedy or angry. Like Ravana got the bad association of Shurpanaka. By her speaking, Ravana got induced with lust to want to chase after whom? Sita. You can see that, isn't it? Similarly, Shakuni's association, Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra became more and more greedy. Correct now? You can see like that. By bad association, lust, anger, greed can be induced in us. So that Janasanga, when people, you associate with a bad person, what is the first thing they do? Their tongue is like a snake. They do prajalpa. They talk things. For example, people will say that so-and-so is earning so much. Why you are not going for it? So-and-so has put money in that bank. They are giving 24%. They are giving 28%. And then you put money there, the bank will go bankrupt. You have seen that? Later on, you will go to this fellow and say, hey, you gave me an idea, I put in the bank. They will say, I just gave you an idea, why did you follow me? They will say. So they produce greed in you when you go and meet these people, prajalpa when you do. And or when you do prajalpa, these people will say that, Hare, come on, you are talking about purity and all, we should not do adultery and all. But you see, Jamana badal gaya, time has changed. You see, life has changed and modern life, those things are possible in Vedic times. People are living in villages and all that. Now you see, so they will talk like this, and you also will think it is all right to do sinful activities. You can eat anywhere you want, you can mix with anybody you want, you will think like that. So these people will destroy you, destroy spiritual life. So the prajalpa leads to greed, laulyam. One wants more and more. See, in material life, you should always see people below you. When you see somebody below you, you always feel gratitude to Lord for putting you in a good situation. And in spiritual life, you should always look to people above you. When you look above, what happens? Then you will want to advance in spiritual life. Material life, you should be contented and satisfied. In spiritual life, you should always try to advance. But people do which one? They do the opposite. In material life, they look up. So they develop more greed to make more money. Run. In spiritual life, they see people below and think that I am chanting 16 rounds. I am a great soul. I have a halo on my head. They think like that. So, Janasanga leads to Prajalpa. Prajalpa leads to Laulyam. Laulyam is greed. Then after the greed comes what comes? Prayas. Means what?
Over endeavor.
Hard work. Over endeavor. See, 8 hours, 9 hours is all right. But sometimes people do 3 jobs also sometimes. Morning 1 job and then go to the actual job and then evening 1 more job. Isn't it? People work 14, 16 hours a day. They slog like anything. So that prayas, that leads to what? Niyamagraha. Niyamagraha means because one is working so hard in material life, one gives up all spiritual practices like rising in the morning, chanting, reading books and going for classes, associating with devotees, taking darshan of deity. One is not able to do all this. One compromises on spiritual principles. And then the result is they do atyahar, over accumulation of goods. Like for example, one person was telling me that he got he was in a 2 BHK house and then he got a little bigger job. So all family members told you can take a 3 BHK and then eventually he went for a big bungalow. Big house. Then after the big house, everybody said your house is like a football ground, it's so big, you need to fill it up. Then he brought many things. Bring this one, that, so many sofa sets and everything. Then more the number of things, then what happens by that? More maintenance time. Correct, no? Then you have to keep them clean. Sometimes you have to repair the things which you bring. So in this way, you will see that our material life goes on expanding. And when you expand material life, then you don't have sufficient time for Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada says in one lecture, don't try to convert a thatched hut into a skyscraper building, he says. Because that involves time. In one village, real story I'll tell you. His son came to America to study. His father wanted to make a house in 80 lakh rupees in those days. 80 lakh means now it will be like 4-5 crores. In village, it's a remote village, rustic village. In the middle of so many huts and everything, he made a big colorful bungalow. But his son worked hard many years and the father, in almost 15-20 years, his son earned and gave the money and the father built the house and next week he died, the old man. He saw the house, colorful house only for 1 week only. The house was completed and opened. So what is the use of building a house here in this world which you are going to leave and go away? Better make a house in spiritual world which will be eternal, forever. So that is why it is said, all the religions tell you, like you see, do not strive for wealth which will be eaten by moths, which will be rusted by wind, which will be withered by wind, eaten by moths, rusted by wind. That which will be rusted by wind is iron. That will be eaten by moths like termites, eat the beams, isn't it? Yeah. So one should not go for such material commodities accumulation. So if you want to maximize Krishna time, minimize Maya time, then one has to keep one's commodities less or more? Less. Keep less material commodities, less maintenance, so you have more time for spiritual practice and purify the heart and go back to God. And so in bad association, we develop the greed. Another bad association is egoistic behavior. I am the doer mindset. So we have one more class on Monday, I think, is it? Monday morning?
Tuesday also.
Monday and Tuesday we have 2 more classes. So I will continue this, Pratikulasya Varjanam there. This is very important. One last point I'll say and conclude. Why is it important? When Parikshit asked 4 questions to Shukadeva Goswami, what is the duty of a dying man? What is the duty of any man? What should be heard, remembered and glorified, and what should not be heard, remembered and glorified? 4 questions he asked. So Shukadeva Goswami answered the last question first. He said, one should not associate with materialistic people. That's why first he started. That means he is telling the negative one first. Shrotavyadini Rajendra Nanam Santi Sahasrashaha Apashyatam Atmantatum Griheshu Grihemedinam. He says, He says it's so dangerous. Don't associate with bad people and ruin your spiritual life first. And then it also answers to other questions. That's why this topic is very important, Pratikulasya Varjanam. And I'll continue it on Monday morning. So Monday morning, all Bhaktavali devotees can take a note. Somebody will inform Sundaranand Prabhu. Yeah, you can inform Sundaranand Prabhu that Monday morning we can send it out in Bhaktavali, and Monday morning and Tuesday morning. Then we can do this and take some questions, very important.
Some questions are also good.
He says some more questions are also there. I think Monday we will finish the Pratikulasya Varjanam and take some questions, and Tuesday also take questions. Because these two are very important. Anukulasya Sankalpa, Pratikulasya Varjanam. Shri Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much.